All right, I'm going to talk through this example of finding the margin of error. It says find the margin of error assuming a 95% confidence level for a national test for which the mean score is 200 and with a standard deviation of 40. And that this mean and standard deviation are based on 10,000 test takers. So what I have here in yellow is the formula to find the margin of error. They're giving us a lot of information. They're telling us we want a 95% confidence level. They're telling us that the mean score is 200, that the standard deviation is 40, and then it's telling us that the population, the sample size is 10,000. So on this formula, we see that we need the standard deviation and the sample size, but we also need the z-score. And the z-score is based on the confidence level. Now, I'm going to go through how you can find that z-score after we're done with this example. In the online class, it did say just to memorize these because it is kind of a pain to go through the process of finding that z-score calculation. So right now, we're just going to use what they're giving us. As the z-score for 95% confidence, it's 0.98. So let's substitute that in. So the margin of error is 0.98 as our z-score. Our standard deviation is 40. And then our population is 10,000 people. That's our sample size. So we'll put that under the square root. So all you're doing is simplifying this. If you were to multiply the numerator, you would get 39.2. The square root of 10,000 is 100. So 39.2 divided by 100 is 0.392. So that is our margin of error. So now, again, they're saying to memorize these confidence levels with their associated z-score calculation. I'm going to walk through how you can find that 0.98 if you'd rather just do it on your own instead of memorizing it. So again, here this is saying the 95% confidence level. That's what you're going to use when you go to the table. But you need to imagine what this is actually saying. If it's a 95% confidence level, that means if the mean is here, that we have to have 2.5%, like where we're not confident on this side of the mean, and 2.5% where we're not confident on this other side of the mean. So it totals 5%. So if you think about what that means, if you have 100% minus 2.5%, you get 97.5%. On the table, they're actually writing those as decimals. So we are going to go to the table and look for 0.975. So this table, you're just kind of looking in the meat of it for 0.975. Not there. Not there. There it is in yellow. So what you do once you find it is you go up to find the number here. We get 0.06. And then over here, you get 1.9. And you add those two together to get your z-score. You need to remember, though, again, that this is the total distance above and below your mean. So if this is your mean here, the mean is slicing that 1.96 in half. So you take that 1.96 and divide it by 2, and you get the z-score for 95% confidence is 0.98. So there's a lot of steps just to find that 0.98. So again, that's probably why in the lesson, they said just to try to memorize these. I did post this on this lesson, so you can reference it. So it is included in the Google Classroom as a post.